Okay. And so I credit Gingrich with getting the Republicans the majority and teaching them they can have it. But it's true, we didn't get everything past Clinton's veto. Were there different, better, cleverer ways that if Gingrich had been more flexible or facile, that maybe we could have? Yeah, probably. That's certainly likely that you could always do better. On the other hand, Gingrich also, because he likes Teddy Roosevelt, is under the impression that the federal government can do some things that are cool.
Yeah, am I right to be worried whenever I hear Republicans say that Teddy Roosevelt's his
Yes,
favorite president?
yes. No, the first thing we need to do when we actually get control of this government is to go up to South Dakota with a jackhammer and remove Teddy Roosevelt's statist, big government, income tax, death tax face and put Ronald Reagan's in. It'll push the whole thing back a little bit. But no, he was a lousy president. And he was so okay. They made him the vice president under McKinley. McKinley gets killed, so he gets to be president. And
within a month, right? It was immediate.
And so he gets in, and then he does all this stuff, and he's spending money, and he wants to raise taxes, and he calls for it. This didn't happen until after he's out. He calls for the income tax, he calls for the death tax. And then he goes away, and Taft is there, and Taft is insufficiently big government and activist government for him. So he comes back, runs third party. We elect Wilson. Because we elect Wilson, the United States enters World War I. Because we enter World War I, instead of this stalemate in Europe, they humiliate the Germans. Because of that, we end up with the communists running, and the same thing so we get communism in the Soviet Union. We end up with the Nazis coming into power in Germany in reaction to all of this, all because Teddy Roosevelt decided to run third party and hand it over to Wilson, who decided to break everything over there and wander off, and then wonder why stuff came back at us. So I think there's a lot of blood on Teddy Roosevelt.
There you go.
Hands.
The 20th century condensed by Grover Norquist. It's all Teddy Roosevelt's.
And not because of some idea he had, things he actually did.
Yeah,
that you can put your finger on and say he did that, and it led to this.
All right. So Americans for Tax Reform now is going to begin after you help us win the presidency and a supermajority in the Senate and maintain the majority in the House. The next move is to get Reagan up on Mount Rushmore.
Absolutely, and to take Teddy off.
And to take that. Oh, yeah, of course. Okay, to take Teddy off. All right, great. All right, we know the agenda going forward, Grover. I hope it all works.
Great. Good to see you.
Thank you so much. We'll be